Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show. How you doing, Fernando?
Oh, wonderful, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, go that way. All right. Oh, excuse me. Right off the bat, just dropped the burp. Oh, good grief. Evening. What's up? Good evening. Let's just kind of run through these real quick. Boy, we got a show for you tonight. We put up a poll earlier, and if you guys haven't jumped in and commented on the poll, it's on Facebook, which is where we're at here. You can find it on the 12 Volt Clean Wire Club. You can find it on 5-Star. You can find it on my personal Facebook page. But if you haven't commented on it yet and voted for your brand, make sure you guys head over there and do that. You got about another, I'll give you about 10 minutes before we take a look at it. 54 in Massachusetts. Oh, yeah. What's up once again? I know. What does it say? Good evening, good afternoon. Getting my first shipment of Ground Zero this week. Can't wait to put it in. Titanium speakers and a Door Pro kit. Nice. What's up, Lewis?
What's up, man?
What's up from Portugal? I know, right? Yo, what's up, Mr. Berg's in the house? Jimmy, hello. How are you? High-pitched sound feedback. Is there a high-pitched sound feedback? Why don't you go out there and check and see static and hum? You know what? All right, so it's not going to work. All right, we were trying something different. We'll just go with what we thought was going to work. But thank you for letting us know. As always, let's keep going through these. Lewis. He's so happy. Yep. Doesn't he look so happy?
He's always happy.
He's so happy. What's up, gentlemen? All right, yes, got through the static portion of the show.
What do you work that you're so happy?
Hi from down under. Hey,
yeah.
Good evening. Kansas in the house. Hello. Yeah, it's a high pitch sound. I know. He's fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ah.
Better. Perfect.
Boom. Trinidad is here. What's up, fellas? Anyway, so like I was saying, make sure to head over and vote for your brand. We'd like to know if your brand's not there, make sure you add it to it. We want to make sure, no more feedback on my end. I know.
Yeah, I know. It should be fun.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out a new way to produce the show for tomorrow's thing, and it's just not working the way we'd hope. So we'll come up with a solution for it at some point over the next couple weeks while we're not doing the show because, as Haley likes to say, it's Christmas. It's the most festive time of the year. And to be honest with you, we just had a really, really long year, and we're kind of tired. And so this is the show, guys. This is it. This is the end of the show for this year. However, what's up, Bobby, by the way? We have a giveaway coming up. We have got one gift to give away for this holiday season. So make sure you stay tuned. We're going to talk about that a little later in the show. Some of you guys have already know what it is because I've talked about it on the Hi-Fi Vega channel. But yes, as Scott likes to say, yes, relax, enjoy the family time. Yeah, we just need a break. I mean, I'll be honest with you, we just need a break. We've been going balls to the wall, and we're just kind of tired. Tired of editing. And I will say this. Hold on, let me get to the right page. For some of you that have been following at home, what is that? This is a little different looking website. Not totally different, but it's a little bit different. And that is because I've been spending time getting that all set and ready to go. So we're almost there, Lewis. We're almost there. It's very close. It's the closest it's ever been.
Not yet, but almost there.
So right? we're very close.
Yeah.
Actually, hang on. I can give you. Let's go to this. You play with this little thing for me, will you?
Well, what would I do with
I would just like say hi and all that other fun stuff.
Play with that?
Yeah. Come on. Go
RTA.
here. I know. All right, I'm just trying to get here.
Audio control, SMD, Spark Innovation, Kicker.
You can click on them and they'll actually pull up on there. It's pretty amazing how that, this money we spend allows us to do this cool stuff. All right, so anyways, here's kind of the generic page. This is kind of the placeholder. I need to change some of this artwork, but when you click on here, it takes you over to there. Need to click, get rid of this artwork because it sucks. and then like here are all the videos that are going to be there for you to watch, and of course the instruction manual. And so it's getting pretty. And then when you select purchase, it right now it doesn't do anything. Kind of, you know, oh well. But we're getting close. We're getting close. Price is in place. Got the font. Got the color I like. So we're almost there. So it hopefully that'll be nice. Melbourne is in the house. All right, let's go scrolling down here. Yep. So it's getting there. We're getting there. You know, the guy that said, "Hey, you should open a internet store to sell stuff on." It's so easy to do and so fun. It's not. It sucks. It really is a pain in the butt. For the Raptor, can you guys maybe talk about doing the nav TV and the kicker key amps?
Nav TV and the kicker amps?
Well, no, I guess. I mean, you wouldn't. That really wouldn't be the combination you'd pick for that particular application. Only because if you need the nav TV piece,
you have the Bang & Olufsen
system. You have a Bang & Olufsen system. I really don't think the kicker key is the product you're going to want to upgrade to. For one, it's going to be almost the same amount of power you have, and the Bang & Olufsen system isn't that terrible in comparison to just adding a kicker key. So the kicker key would, let's say if you had the Ford F-150 without the nav TV, meaning without Bang & Olufsen or without a Sony system where you just have a base model F-150, kicker key is great, which we do have a bunch of videos on that for the F-150. But anytime you're doing an amplified system, the key is kind of not really made for that application. It's similar power to what the factory's giving you. It's made for those people that don't buy the amplified system and wish they had. Key is great for that. As far as the nav TV piece goes, the nav TV piece, like in the video, is in there again. You can research nav TV. We have like how to put in a nav TV, just that, and so that we do have videos on. But it's a Ford F-150 or a Raptor. The technical term of the bus system is called A2B. And that's the blue USB connector that's there when you fold down the seat. And that data bus plugs into, along with a CAN high-low, plugs into the Zen A to B. And then that piece is what decodes all the information that's happening. So it makes sure that your sensors, let's say for the rear two channels, go to the rear two channels. And then that piece has a ton of inputs and outputs. Really, if you're going to do something with a nav TV, I would recommend like a 4-channel or 6-channel DSP amplifier, more so than a kicker key. I don't know if that helps, but thank you, Michael. Yeah, I know. We try. Really enjoy your videos. And we enjoy that you enjoy them. It makes our lives so much easier.
Thank you.
What do we got here? Do you guys think Helix M1 would be better for subs than a Key 500? Depends on the application, kind of going back to what we were just talking about. If your system is factory and there is no and it has bass roll off and all those other fun things, the Key 500 is designed to go into a factory system that will need that equalization and then give you 500 watts. Whereas any other amplifier really doesn't do that. So if you have bass roll off, or if you have bass equalization, or you have a high pass filter or something like that needs to be fixed, or you wish could be fixed to make the bass sound better, then 500 watts is enough, then the Key will take care of all that. However, keep in mind, you could just buy a key lock, the Key LOC, and that will turn any amplifier into a Key amplifier. So if your subsystem or your car, let's say you had a Chrysler and it has bass roll off, or you had a Honda or something like any car pretty much now has some form of bass roll off or some form of bass EQ. You can buy a key lock, put that into the car, and then use that to fix all your issues. So you could take your Helix M1 bigger amplifier and use that, or you could take a 3K or a 5K. If you caught the CHR video that went up today that we did on Instagram, where we had the 4 Alpine amplifiers and the Alpine DSP, that was all getting fed off of a key lock coming out of that factory radio. So we used the key lock to fix that signal that Toyota gives us. It does everything. It'll attack all pass filters. It'll attack bass roll off. It'll attack EQ, all just jacked up, and give us a nice flat signal that we could then feed into our DSP and do all the fun that we wanted to with all the system that we had there. So that's the cool thing about the key, is that depending on what you're trying to do, sometimes there's a key solution for you, sometimes there's not, but it's still pretty cool. What's your opinion on the new American-based stealth batteries? Thinking of buying one. We did get a chance to talk to Bob Ahuja, who is the owner of American-based, while we were out at SEMA. He's also the brother of the owner of 5-Star and our boss. And the two of them have nothing to do with one another as far as business is concerned. However, we did get to see the batteries, and he was really excited about them and told us a bunch of stuff about how great they are, and we're to assume he was accurate. I'm not a battery guy, so I don't really know what makes one battery better than the other. So did they look cool? Yeah. Were they priced right? Yeah. So, I think you'll be okay. I'm thinking of buying a Kicker CX 1200 watt mono amp. Do you think it's worth $365 price? Well, okay. Let's just nip this one in the bud as far as pricing goes. One thing you'll notice about the channel is we never talk about the pricing. The reason why is because I don't live in your wallet and you don't live in mine. I don't live in his either. However, value is assigned by what you're willing to pay for something. So if you think that amplifier is worth $365 because of its build quality, the name behind it, the warranty that comes with it, maybe you just like the way it looks, then it's worth $365 to you. Somebody on here might go, what, are you out of your mind? You should get XYZ amplifier. It's $100 cheaper and it'll put out 1,000 watts more. And you're like, yeah, but I don't want that because I like this. So feel confident in your purchases, guys. If you like something, buy it. I've bought a ton of car audio in my lifetime. What's up, Bobby? That I liked. And I don't care what anyone else thought.
What's up,
because
Marty?
It's not their system. It's my system. And if I want a Kicker amplifier, by God, I'm buying a Kicker amplifier. If I want Ground Zero, or if I want an audio control or Tony D'Amore amplifier, well, guess what? I'm going to buy that because to me, I see the value in the product that I'm buying. If you're just one of those guys that's like, I'm just going to buy the cheapest, most powerful thing I can, well, hey, there's nothing wrong with that either. That's what you saw the value in. Before we go any further, for those of you guys who don't know, we have this cool little place called the 12-Volt Clean Wire Club. 12-Volt Clean Wire Club is basically that. You get to go on there and post your pictures of your clean wire. You can find it over on Facebook, of course, where we're at now. And every week, Fernando scours the entries and finds somebody that he thinks puts up one of the best representations for that week. And, of course, it becomes the title shot for the group. This week, we have this beautiful, Kicker key system, along with some JL audio and some Focal. Really nice brands, all mixed in together, having lots of fun. What do we got? Who did this?
Isai.
Yep, that was close enough. It's got the TechFlex loom going on there. It's got a big JL 1000, so you got 70 by 4 and 1000 by 1. My kind of guy.
Yeah, I like it.
But yeah, he looks like he did a really nice job here. He used the JL. Looks like he used the JL LOC in front of the Kicker key amplifier because the key amplifier has audio equalization, not de-equalization for the incoming signal. So he's using this LOC to do that, to fix that up, clean it up, make it a little better. And then the key still has high-level input. You can still use the key as a high-level input device. However, something like a key lock or something like a JL fix in front of it is going to make any amplifier sound better. 9 times out of 10.
There you go.
Okay, let me get on my reading glasses. Is it bad to run bass boost up all the way on a subwoofer amplifier? It's a Kicker 401. I took it to an audio shop to get tuned, and he turned the bass boost all the way up, and the gain is little less than half. I bet you it's still clipping like a mother. If I don't use bass boost, the subs, they sound punchy, not deep, which is not what I want. However, I heard turning it up can clip the sub and possibly blow them. What do you recommend? Here's the deal. you're 100% correct. If you turn the bass boost up too high and the gain up too high, they work in conjunction with one another. So when you're setting your sub amp up for 10 dB of overlap, which seems to be the, okay, I prefer 5, but I understand the need for 10. So if you play a if you play a 40 hertz negative 10 dB track, or 50, I think is what Kicker has on their website, and that little clip light comes on, well, you start turning those two down and you'll see it go away. So if you were to take your gain and turn the bass boost all the way down and turn this up till the clip light comes on, okay, that's as far as it's going to go. This is going to affect that clip light. If you turn this down and you turn this up, you can now turn this up until the clip light comes on. So it's one of those things where you have to find a delicate balance between the two, punchy bass versus volume. The reason why some installers will get in there and they'll just crank them both up is because they realize it's a 400 watt amp. And you really should have probably got an 800 watt amp to get it as loud as you wanted it. So what they're trying to do is give you 20 dBs of gain overlap to make it sound like a more powerful amplifier. And that's going to be the conversation you're going to have. You go, I only had a 400 watt amp and it blew my subwoofers, but my subwoofers handle 800 watts. I blew my subwoofers because I underpowered them. No, you blew your subwoofers because you had your gain and your bass boost turned up so high, all you were doing is tack welding the inside of the subwoofer enclosure, going, and your subwoofer was going, oh, I can't deal with all this heat. So do I like bass boost? I love bass boost. I love a nice, full, punchy sound. So when setting up a system, I will sit there and I will delicately balance between what I feel is a good punchy bass and, of course, the clip light indicator until I get them to where I get the sound I want. I'm not clipping the crap out of the subwoofer. So you may want to go in there and adjust that up a little bit yourself, maybe turn some stuff down. Now, as far as whether you can turn it all the way up, well, if your gain is halfway up, I can tell you right now, and there's no way you're going to be able to turn it all the way up without clipping it big time because it's way too much going into it.
Thank you, Bobby.
Fernando, Christmas present is in the mail today. It's okay, man. It won't be late. Won't be late. We got plenty of time before Christmas. And speaking of before Christmas, should we talk about it now or should we wait?
Okay, so let's read this one and then we talk about later.
Okay. Which Morel speaker comes with that funky crossover that looks like the Felix cat? That's going to be anything Virtus and up. So the carbon Virtus Nanos, the Virtus, the hybrids, the Elates, the Supremos, anything Virtus and up is going to have that cool crossover that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because the reason why is those are made in Israel and everything else is made in a different country.
Yeah. All right.
Now designed at home and manufactured in a faraway land. All right, guys, listen, we have a giveaway coming up for Christmas. Our good friends and sponsors of the show, maybe you guys have heard of these guys. I don't know. Maybe. What do you think? Audio Control, these guys, Audio Control has reached out to us, and they have one of these left. Oh, my gosh. The Epicenter Limited Edition. 5,000 were made, and they have...
The number?
Oh, wrong page. They have number 5,000.
So the last one.
The last one they saved. And they saved because they're really cool guys, and they called us up and they said, hey, we saved 5,000. We want you guys to give it away for Christmas or for the holidays if you're one of those people that don't celebrate Christmas, but like it when people like us that celebrate Christmas give away cool stuff for Christmas, but call it a holiday gift because, we don't want to offend you guys, but I don't care because it's Christmas to me. And it's because it's Christmas, as Haley would say. Yep. Anyways, so they're shipping us 5,000, and we're going to give it away. We're not going to tell you how we're going to give it away today because we don't have all that information. We know what we're going to make you do. We're just going to put it up,
We're going to let you know.
We're going to let you know. But where are you going to find out to know? That's really the key because today, as we said, is the last day of these broadcasts. We're not going to be doing anything else for the rest of the year except 5 Minutes with 5-Star over on Instagram. So if you are an Instagram user, like we know a ton of you are, make sure you follow us at the number 5-Star Car Stereo over on Instagram because that is where we're going to tell you how to win number 5,000 of 5,000 of the Epicenter this guy right here on the 23rd, that is the day before Christmas Eve, we're going to be giving away the device, which we will, you're going to have to do something to get it. Just like if you followed us last year, the 12 days of Christmas, we had you email us what you had to do. We're going to make you jump through a very small hoop, and that's going to allow you to register to win it. And then we'll give it away and we'll ship it out to you. And so one of you lucky people that gets to enter by watching us on Instagram, I know, it's pretty cool. So basically the moral of the story is make sure you're subscribed to us on Instagram. You're going to have a week and a half to enter. So it's not like it's going to be like, oh, what day? No, you're going to have plenty of time to enter and submit your thing. We're going to constantly remind you. We just won't be doing it here or YouTube. So Instagram is the place to be. If you don't have Instagram for whatever reason, find a kid, one of your children's, one of your nephews, somebody that has Instagram, and they can enter, because all you're going to need is an email address. So from there, there again. You guys know how easy we make it for you guys to win stuff.
There you go.
So we're super excited to have that. Now, one other thing we do before we get to the questions is you want me to answer a question before?
Go ahead.
Okay. Fernando and I were having a conversation today, and we were talking about influential brands of what happened here? Influential brands that are like who you guys feel is the best, most influential, hardest working, makers of great 12-volt products right now at this moment, not in the past, but right now. Think hard. You don't have to have anything to feel this way, meaning we wanted you, like, if you like something but can't afford it, we still wanted you to say that you like that. We put up a couple to get you guys started, and then, of course, you were allowed to pick your own. And the reason why we did this is because we always have these internal conversations, and our perspective of the 12-volt industry is different than what somebody that doesn't do this 6 days a week, 9 to 5, might be. We don't always get to see the products that you guys are interested in, and we kind of wanted to get a feel for what products that we're missing, things we might need to talk about, companies we might need to reach out to
who's doing a good job doing
who's just doing a good job, and we can tell them, hey, pat on the back, you guys are killing it. And so we put up this poll to see what you guys thought, and like, you guys jumped on it, man, as always. And we could vote for as many things as you wanted. And I'm just, thank you for jumping on and doing it. For those of you that didn't, what the heck, man, really? Yeah. We told you at the beginning of the show. Anyways, we kind of want to share the results of the poll with you guys, because it was really kind of fun. Let me do this. And right off the bat, which Alex was extremely happy, and this was funny because we didn't even put audio control.
No, so this
in
is
the
not
list
us.
Of we didn't even put audio control in the list of like to choose from. That's why we said pick any or add your own. And I just randomly typed in, and as soon as Fernando goes, you forgot audio control, and it was like, boom, audio control popped up, and 167 people voted as audio control. And I'm excited that you guys feel this way, because I feel they do a really good job. Chris Bennett, who is no longer with them, put 6 years of very hard work into that. Matthew's now grabbing the reins and holding on as hard as he can, jockeying to keep that brand going as he will. They have lots of plans for the future that we can't talk about because we can't talk about them. Like, you guys know that by now. Another one that got quite a few votes was Steve Mead. Now, I'm not going to lie. This one kind of took me by surprise.
Yes, you say, okay.
And we had a conversation about that because at the core of it, he does make tools. You have all the SMD tools, DD1s, CCs, the amp dyno, and all that stuff. So, like, I have thousands of dollars of his tools. So, yeah, he's pretty influential in the business as far as, like, from that point. And he makes, of course, his distribution blocks and all that stuff, which you guys love. But I just didn't think he was going to be at the top. I should have known better.
Yeah.
My bad. And then Audio Tech Fisher, which is, I was kind of thinking that one would be there because a lot of people are into Audio Tech Fisher, for those of you guys who don't know, which is Brax, Helix, Match.
Yep.
We spend a lot of time talking about those brands lately. We got to go out to the MSC facility while we were in Arizona. We have some videos of that we're going to show. I honestly thought JL would be a little bit higher than that, just because it's JL. And like when it comes to fanboy stuff, JL is like right there with that.
Yeah,
which is not a rib on them. They just do a really good job of directing people to their attention. Arc Audio, our boy Brian. Vote for Brian.
Yeah.
Vote for Brian. Installer of the year. Vote for Brian. Top 12. Brian Mitchell. Vote for Brian Mitchell. You guys can vote too. So head over and vote for him. Okay. iData. This was good. This was actually a lot. Phil commented in the comments. Our boy Phil from Canada, who no longer works there, but worked there for a very long time, and we spent a lot of time. Bonjour. I love that guy. God. Anyways, no surprise, Audio Frog made it on this list. I feel like they're well deserved to be in this place. I love me some Audio Frog, but Audio Frog, in your guys' opinion, beat out Kicker, which is funny. Only because of how much effort Kicker is putting into the internet and stuff like that. But still, there's more people that felt Audio Frog is doing a better job. D'Amore Engineering, I'm going to give him that. With his new amplifiers, you guys are really starting to shine on those. Stereo Integrity, didn't see this one. Didn't see this one. But these were the brands that we were looking for as far as stuff we don't really see on a day-to-day basis. Stereo Integrity isn't one of those brands that we have a lot of experience with, and knowing that you guys are interested in them is something now we know to direct our attention towards.
Correct.
And kind of figure out. Sparked Innovations. There again, he makes some cool stuff, kind of in the Steve Mead vein of like they're nichey things that are very 12 volt. I didn't think I'd see it on here, so that's cool that he made it on the list. There's enough of you guys that really like his stuff. If you guys haven't checked it out, he does make some really cool, neat, oddball stuff that, and I say oddball in a very positive way, in that it's the little things that slip through the cracks that we need. And he's picked those things up and started making them, because we're not going to get them from like the next guy, which is Amp Global. And there again, it's hard to make a list like that without including Amp Global. But Amp Global encompasses so much. So you have Pack and you have
EchoMaster, Stinger,
all that fun stuff. Ground Zero making the list. Alpine making the list.
I'm surprised that Alpine is all the way in the bottom. And the reason why?
Well, no. What's funny is if you look at it though, out of the big three, big four, I should say, which is Sony, JVC, Kenwood, Pioneer. Alpine is the only one that made the list. Sony didn't make the list. I thought for sure.
Well, somebody, it's going in the bottom. But yeah, what I'm saying is, I thought that was gonna be in the top, right?
I didn't. I didn't think it would be. What's up, Bill? Fox Acoustics. Yeah, they make great boxes. Yeah.
All right, so let's continue with that. Alpine. So we got Mosconi.
We got Alpine, Mosconi, Audison, DC Audio, Zapco. Rockford Fosgate, way down on the bottom. Yep. And of course, our boy Richie with the ZZ2.
I was thinking about that, right?
You were actually talking about if you were going to write in a ZZ2.
Yeah, I would, because in the end of the day, they've been doing a really good job trying to make these wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and factory cars.
But the nice thing about this whole poll is that it was for things that we don't necessarily we don't necessarily get our hands on. Here we go, right off the top. Not sure how no one mentioned Sony. Well, apparently you didn't either.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, our product. Yeah, so you should have wrote in some Sony. Why is this? Okay, let's go back here. And then we have Ada writing in Arc Audio, which he has in his Corvette now. Of course, Dave Monroe writing in Audio Control, iData, and First Tech. And that's, which is two great companies. First Tech is where
Mr. Chris Bennett is going now. You're going to.
So pretty nice there. Okay, moving on. Audio Control. I like Audio Control made head units. And if you'll notice, right there,
as Mr. Alex Camara.
that's the owner of Audio Control responding to this, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
That's pretty insane. Twice, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. He was like
Amp Global. You really can't go through. I was thinking the same thing.
Alpine F1.
Yeah, Alpine F1. So and there again, for as many haters as Alpine got from the ZZ2 stepping it up, says Lance Doss, the boss.
There you go.
What's up, Johnny?
Hey, Johnny.
You know, everyone gave F1 some heat because of the $35,000 price point, but there's like 4 guys in here mentioned that, so it's pretty impressive. And there you go. Someone commenting on Chris. You should be proud.
And of course,
and he should be. You know, I mean, he worked very hard.
He was part of that, definitely.
Ground Zero is representing HKI as a whole. That is correct.
Yeah.
HKI, you know, that's Sound Digital. Ground Zero, truly. I always get it. Truly. I'm gonna get it wrong. And 4-wire. Helix for me. Love me some F1 status, as I was saying. Phil, as we said, our buddy Phil writing in ADS, Hideki, Link, and CompuStar, all great umbrella companies there that he spent a ton of his life working on. I have to say, well, I dealt with a few manufacturers. Yep, Chris Bennett, you know, commenting on Chris Bennett doing a great job. It's weird that Audio Control is far at the top because their stuff is extremely basic level compared to all these other brands. And there again, I love comments like this. I was reading another comment. Somebody was talking, and this is a totally different page. Somebody was talking about, oh, you know, I got it to sound good even though I had an audio control. And it was like, and their only thing that could rebut with it is because the audio control has a graphic EQ as opposed to a parametric EQ. And I'm like, I get it, but dude, it's an EQ.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, all right. I mean, kind of an odd thing to say. And there again, 4 basic parts of a DSP, guys. It's all there. It's all there.
They have it.
Yeah. They have it.
Yeah. For sure.
And yeah. Dean's trying to start a fight today. No. And there again, ZZ2 for me for the win. Crossfire. Doesn't even exist. Are they still a thing? Are they?
Yeah, they
okay.
Do.
Steve Meadgan, some more love.
Yeah.
And of course, like I said, not sure you mentioned Sony, and then JL and Audio Control. But so this was kind of just an experiment, and we wanted to see what you guys were interested in. So we're pretty excited that as many of you guys played along with us as you did. It's very helpful.
And you put it today, so hopefully, you know, for the rest of the week.
Yeah, we'll see how it all kind of plays out. But we wanted the information for ourselves. I mean, truly, we wanted it for ourselves so that we can know what to look at.
Who is making?
They're working on the site. Oh yeah.
And if you have a comment or if you have a good suggestion, just put it there.
And I thought I could only vote for one. Let's be honest. There's not one brand out there that totally encompasses all the greatness that we need in 12 volt. Okay. So, I mean, most people have multiple brands in their cars. You have a source unit that you love, and you have an amplifier, or there's some speakers you wish you have. If you notice, the one brand that was missing from this list was Morel, which I was totally shocked because we know how many of you guys out there love Morel, and somehow they didn't make it into the list. Very strange.
Very strange.
Graphic EQs are just simple parametric EQs. Exactly.
Like that.
With more adjustment, because very rarely do you find a 30-band parametric EQ.
Yeah.
Most of the time, your parametric EQ is going to be 10 bands or 15 bands for everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Lance. That's so dumb. Okay.
Yeah.
So just something to think about, guys. If you didn't get a chance to comment on that, by all means, we're going to leave it up for a week because we want the data. So please feel free to go back. If there's another brand you felt you should be on there and you thought I could only vote once, please go back in.
Let me tell you this. Some of these manufacturers, they actually look into this. Like right there, Alex Camara, the owner of Audio Control, is part of this group. Some of these guys, they are, representing the brand.
The other thing too, let's look at the page. There's 75,
70 something people.
Hold on, 70. There's 78 point. There's almost 79,000 people on the 12-volt clean wire club. If you're a manufacturer and your name didn't get mentioned, you're probably not doing something right, and you're missing the boat. Okay, if you're trying to be noticed, there are some manufacturers out there that they have their niche and they're going to stick with it.
Yeah,
and it might not make it on there, but some of these brands should be higher than what they are with the amount of effort they're putting into their marketing scheme. So that leads us to we can go back to these manufacturers and go, dude, we did this poll and you guys weren't on there. What happened?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Thank you, Lewis. You have a wonderful week too.
Have a wonderful night date.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
Okay, right. Let's get back to some questions. Thank you guys for playing along.
Yeah.
Give me one while they queue up some more questions. Just pick one. Just pick a good one.
Find because we already answered this, and that one.
The big one? Perfect. All right. Oh, hold on. Let me put on my reading glasses. Hey, guys, just put a Pack Amp Pro on a 2020 Mustang GT. Okay, with premium. Why? 12 speaker beat. Okay, what? None of this sounds right so far. It feeds a Helix previously used analog in from factory sub to the Zapco LLC. Touch link out of the Amp Pro is so soft. I turned minimum volume to +10. Have you had a similar experience with needing to turn minimum volume up in the touch link out of the Amp Pro? We have not. However, you are correct. A lot of people do complain that the touch link output is not enough output out of that particular device for whatever reason. Yes, you're not the only one to have that complaint. So correct. If it is not enough volume, I would suggest going over to RCA, or if your DSP has the capability of doing both touch link and RCA, and you can A/B between the two, because some DSPs will have this input and that input, and you can switch.
Yeah.
I'd switch between the two and see which one sounds better.
I mean, it does because it's the Helix V8, so I guess.
Yeah, it should have multiple input capabilities through the conductor or the whatever it's called, the cool little knob. Currently running Focals FXE active on a JL Audio VXI 8-channel. I love that amplifier. I love them, but the tweeters are super bright. It's a freaking Focal. No way. Okay. I'm buying a second car soon and looking for something in the same ballpark or better quality-wise, but with a warmer tweeter. If that makes sense. Recommendations. Totally makes sense. And those are the differences between what we call Morel, silk soft dome, big, luscious sounding tweeter, and a Focal nightclub party. We're going to rock all night long because they clear, baby. Both excellent tweeters, both equally loud. However, that is the difference. You want something with a silk soft dome tweeter. Two brands in which to look at, because I will give you two, because one is not enough. I would check out, I'll give you three. I'll even make it better. I'll give you three. I'll let you look at the new Ground Zero Uraniums, any one of the Morels, or a set of Audio Frogs. Three brands there to check out. All of them make awesome, big, silk soft dome, luscious tweeters.
There you go.
Hey guys, have you done any of the new body style Ford Rangers? Any suggestions for subs in the 4-door? No real room under the seats. No, they suck, bro. There is no room for a subwoofer anywhere. So to answer the question, yes, we have done one. And no, it wasn't what I wanted to do in the car. Paul sold them a, what was it, a P300 behind the passenger behind the passenger front seat. Because it has those little silly flip-up things. He just wanted it right on the floor. He bought the wedge he bought the hatchback version of it so that the sub fired backwards and the seat could still recline against the back of the box. And he had us just set it on the floor behind the seat. Had plenty of bass, just, kind of sucked. I think what you're probably going to end up seeing, what I was kind of looking at maybe doing, was some form of pulling out, because you can pull out those little jump seats come out. I was thinking probably something that's going to set on the passenger side, a downfiring enclosure with maybe a 10 on the actual area there. But yeah, I don't really see anything spectacular coming out of that truck anytime soon. I have an XS DSP in a 2016 F-150 stock head unit. Everything else is kicker. What should I set my crossover settings to on amp, and should I have it all set through DSP? Question is, we'll just kind of make this a more generic question. Should I use the DSP crossovers or the amplifier crossovers? Fernando, what is your answer?
All right, so crossovers on where?
Amplifier or DSP? Which crossovers do I use?
We use the crossovers on the amplifier.
We do?
Yes. Why?
Well, whoa, time out.
Hang on.
Answer your question. I totally caught you off guard.
Yes.
Are we using the amplifier? Are we using, when we put in a system like this one right here?
Yes.
Are we using the amplifier crossovers, or are we using the DSP crossovers?
Okay, got it. No, I'm just trying to read. No, DSP crossovers definitely.
Why?
Well, because you have more precise crossover points, right? Some of these amplifiers, they have 80, 150, 200, and you don't know what actually crossover point you are. 80, 85, 100, close enough, done, right? DSP, actually, you type 90 crossover, and it's going to give you a 90 crossover point.
So, 90 hertz.
90 hertz, yeah. Yes, exactly.
So, yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw them under the bus.
I'm trying to read some of these.
And then I'm sure we can go back to the bottom and get those. Yeah. So, yes, use the DSP. Don't use the amplifier.
For sure.
As far as generic crossover settings go, 80 hertz, 24 dB is a great place to start on your mid bass in the door. Your tweeter, if you're going full active, without knowing the FS and not doing some more research on it, if it's a Focal, it's always 5,000, 24 dB. Anything else, 3,200 at 24 dB is a good place to start. If it's a three-way set, most of the time the mid-range is capable of playing 350. There again, 24 dB, and you always set the tops according to whatever they are. Those are all the bottoms. The tops match the tweeters. And there again, those are generic crossover points that will get you going and get the sound playing. Consult the owner's manual and or the manufacturer and or do the math to figure out what the best crossover points for your application are. Those will at least get you playing sound, and you can move on from there.
There you go. Just listen to Tim. Don't listen to me.
I just wanted to have some fun. I knew you were going to be reading this, and I get you.
All right.
I just wanted to see how excited you were. I have the answer to this, and I'm not paying attention.
I'm not paying attention at all.
I know for me, I got out of the industry in 2008 and stayed gone until 2018. He had a 10-year hiatus. Lucky guy. And holy crap, so many companies changed and either got better or way worse, and a bunch of brands I had never heard of. Very crazy. And you're correct. It has been a really interesting 10 years for sure.
Roller coaster, definitely.
Most of the brands you're associated with, they don't exist anymore, or they do, and just they're all owned by like holding companies or investment firms, and like Orion isn't Orion. The companies that have stayed true are very few, but the big three, JL, Rockford, Kicker, as far as amplifiers go, they're all the same. Alpine's still Alpine, Kenwood's still Pioneer. But a lot of those other brands like Hyphonics and Phoenix Gold and Orion, and the list goes on and on. They're not who they were.
All right.
Can I add audio control DQ DX between my Nav TV Zen module and my amps for better tuning and control of my 2021 F-150? 100% you can. Can you pull up the DQ-DX real quick?
Of course.
For those of you guys who don't know what a DQ-DX, there's two versions of it. There's the DQ-DX and there's the DQ61. The DQ-DX is the RCA version of it. The DQ61 is the high-level to low-level version of it. Both of them give you a analog EQ for both front, rear, and sub. And as you can see here, you have 7 bands for each front, rear, and sub, and they are staggered EQ points. So, for example, they know front and rear are typically going to be for high pass. So you can see they start at 125 hertz and go up, whereas the sub channel has from like 125, I think, and hertz on down. Mm-hmm. So you get a full 14-band EQ for both highs and lows. You have input sensitivity, output sensitivity. But one of the things those two blue boxes are really cool is that it gives you a basic analog time alignment, which is really nice. You can use polarity pops to turn the dial to delay one of the speakers in the front so that you can center up the image into the dash. It's super easy to do, and it will guarantee to make your car sound 100% better. For those of you that are afraid of laptops and stuff like that, the one warning I will give you, it's to 12 dB boost on that analog EQ. A little goes a long way. I have never turned those things up very far. I have turned them down a lot. Remember, cut, don't boost. Okay.
Cut, don't boost.
Cut, don't boost.
There you go.
I have a mid-bass speaker FS at 75. If I set my high pass to 80 hertz, would it hurt the speaker or any suggestions? No, 80 hertz is perfect. You're good. Just rock all day long, man. 80 hertz, 24 dB, call it a day. I mean, if you want to do 12, you're probably fine with that. Remember, the idea of the mid-bass is to try to couple with the subwoofer to help bring that bass forward. A lot of people want, oh man, if my doors aren't just pounding. Okay, let's keep in mind, man, it's a mid-bass in the door or a mid-range in the door. What do you think plays mid-bass or that deeper sound better? The subwoofer or a really small speaker in your door? The subwoofer. So kind of let it do its job. And, the other thing too is the higher the crossover point, the more volume you're going to get out of it because you can play it louder. Don't always have to, but you can. We did a video on that like 4 years ago.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So it showed power handling variations. Like you could take this awesome deep 6.5 at 80 hertz and put 100 watts to it, which is what it was recommended for. And you could take the same crappy thin speaker, cross it over at like 200 hertz, and still put 100 watts to it because you're limiting the amount of movement on the driver by the crossover point, which is increasing the power handling because it's not moving as much. It's not doing this. And you're not clipping and smacking the magnet up against. Keep in mind, as long as the amplifier is set properly and there's no distortion and all that excess crap, this is just general movement of the driver. By limiting it, you can increase power handling. Okay, it's okay that you're late, man. We're still here. Is there a big difference in sound between R and X? Thanks. Yes. It's huge. It's huge. Every time Alpine goes from SR to X, the sound difference is insane. Like totally insane, especially now with the current R series. The current R series went to a hard, I won't even say dome. It's like a flat speaker. It's really weird. Very uncharacteristic of Alpine. It's you guys like to call it clear tweeter now, which is a lot of people like the new tweeter compared to the old tweeter. The old tweeter was very flat and very kind of not that exciting. It was great to EQ, whereas the new one is definitely like. Now going up to the X series. X series is a much bigger tweeter. It is that same. It is a dome. It has a much. Dude, they sound really, really good. I'm just gonna say that. I mean, the X type. Every time we do a set of those, I go, oh yeah, I forgot about the X type. Those things sound great. And we just did a set last week, so I was always like, oh yeah, the X type. They sound really great.
So then, where would I set the settings on the amplifier? That's where I get confused. So I turn all the way up or all the way down.
All right. If it is a sub amplifier, because that's usually where your sub amplifiers don't have off switches, so they have to. Peanut. Okay. Some amplifiers typically don't have an off on them because there's no way they can have it off because then you'd think they can play full range. So you have 50 hertz and you have like 220 hertz. Turn it all the way to 220 hertz. That means that all the signal, everything for 220 is going to try to pass through the amplifier. It's not going to because you're going to dial in the crossover on your DSP. Yes. The opposite is true for the highs amplifier. If it doesn't have the HP off, high pass filter off, then you typically on those, it goes from, let's say, 50 to 80, sometimes higher. You want to set it to it's like 300.
Yeah.
Either way, you want to set it to the lower number. So like 50, 80, something like that. So you want to go up with the sub and down with the high pass, and that will allow them all to pass. You're going to set your crossover points now. Like I said, though, on a high pass amplifier, it should have an off switch. You would hope.
All right.
Time to go full active. D6 1200 or the T402, T404, and a DM810. Ooh, that's going to be a size issue. Like, we've done both. And If you have, if you have the room for the D6 1200, just do the D6 1200. It's like one box. You don't have as much headache. I like simplicity in my installations. I don't want a bunch of RCAs. I don't want a bunch of power wires. I don't want a bunch of stuff. If I can avoid it, I do. In this case, a D6 1200 is just going to make your life easier because it's plenty of power to do what you want, and it's one box as opposed to three. In contrast of that, we will use that same configuration, the 2 and the 4, with some form of a DSP if we don't have a lot of room. Another combination we like to do too is the 1005 and the 402, because the 1005 gives us the 5th channel for the subwoofer. So we'll do a 1005, a 402, and then whatever DSP we're trying to add into that equation. And there again, we do that for room. Those amplifiers, those mini T's it's a room thing. Like this Jeep is getting the M5s, which are the new marine versions because it's a Jeep and it's going to get wet. So we have the M5 804, 1005 or 1001 mono in this. And we're using a DSR1 to integrate into the factory radio. But we don't have any room in the car to put anything. So it's like they're stacked on top of one another, jammed up underneath the seat. Up on a riser so they won't sit in puddles and stuff like that. So there's solutions to problems.
What's up from California?
Southern California. How do I bypass my factory Bose amp to install an F9 8.9 bit? Well, Samuel, it depends. Since you didn't tell us what kind of car it is or anything like that, I have no idea. Some Bose amplifiers cannot be bypassed. Some situations, some factory amps, you can't take them out. If it's a car with a Bose system, and maybe let's say PAC makes an Amp Pro for it, or Nav TV makes a Zen model, or Metro makes an Access model, which you can go to their websites and find out if they make interfaces.
So
for
for
those.
example, I just typed right here.
Hold on.
No, leave that one so they can see it.
So take a screenshot right now. These are all the places that you're going to go to check to see if they make an interface for your car to integrate with your Bose system. Fernando's gone over to Access, and Access makes a signal processor.
I just typed, for example, Chevy Silverado with Bose amplifier, and they have that bypass harness. But exactly,
you'll need the DSP interface.
You need the
for
DSP.
Yeah. So. Now, in some cases, in some cars, you're going to find out that they don't make. It's okay, man.
What's that, Giovanni?
They don't make any form of bypass for it. At that case, you have to do what we call power for power or wire for wire. So, for example, if you have a brand new Chevy Silverado or GMC Sierra with the 7-channel Bose system from the factory that's in there, well, you're out of luck. They don't make an interface for that because that is called AV. And the only company that was making an interface for that was Nav TV. Because of COVID and all this other fun stuff, you haven't been able to get them. Supposedly they're going to be back in stock, or they might be back in stock now, but you're out of luck. So now what you have to do is take your bit, and you have to use the outputs of the factory amplifier and go to the inputs of the Audison. And you only have 6 inputs. That's a problem because you have 7. So what you'd probably have to do to make that work with that car is get the Audison Summer, which is to allow you to sum the 2 front channels together and then feed those into the amplifier, feed rear end if you want rear. If it's got backup sensors, sounds coming out of the rear.
All right, so you have a 2011 Nissan Armada.
Oh, that one's super easy. That's just Bose. It's variable voltage out of the head unit, man. There's literally RCA style voltage coming out of the radio going to that Bose amp, which is located up above your gas pedal.
Yeah.
You just make a harness. There is not a harness available. You're going to have to make one.
Yeah.
We did a Titan 911 video. Just type in Titan 911 on YouTube.
Yeah.
It'll come up. It's that truck.
It's a Chevy harness.
Yeah, it's a Chevy harness. But yeah, we talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's 4 channels of variable voltage output. That one's a dream come true. It's not easy. Don't get me wrong. We do this for a living, so we have the tools to do it. But yes, that would be how you're going to do it in that car. Quick question for you guys. Do you guys know where to grab the ignition in a Tesla Y? No.
I asked Oscar. Yes. Oscar might know.
Yeah.
Well, Matt.
Obviously, Matt Schaefer would know.
Matt Schaefer would definitely know, but ask Oscar. Oscar probably know.
Hi to low. Hi, Lance. While wire and center console access via white wire. Oh, so he's answering the question, I think, for that white
center console access via passenger side near to the front vehicle.
There you go. I'm guessing Brian is answering your question for you as far as that goes.
Brian.
Yeah, at the beginning of the show, Brian, we talked about the IRTA. The website is actually moving along pretty good. It's not available for purchase yet, but it's close. Like we've gotten it designed. The checkout, the purchase isn't ready yet, so we're the closest we've ever been. So I'm pretty excited. We've changed a lot of the website. It's just not 100% yet. I'm hoping, I mean, that's part of the reason why we're going on vacation earlier, is to just finish this stuff up and me not have to worry about impending doom of YouTube and Facebook and all this other crap going on. So we're really close. Yeah, Oscar knows.
Oscar knows. All right.
Why did older cars like a 96 Buick Park Avenue have bigger speakers in the rear deck and 5 1/4 in the front door? That was my old car, and the soundstage was non-existent. The Honda I'm working on has 6 1/2 all the way around. Well, because audio really wasn't a important feature back then. It doesn't make any sense. But even go back further to the box Chevy, the Regal and all those, cars where it was a 3 1/2 and a 4x10. Like, why? They totally sucked. But audio wasn't important back in those days. I mean, I started in the 90s, and some of the crap we had to take out of cars, like 4x6s, 3 1/2s in the dash, and
Eduardo,
there was just no rhyme or reason to it. They didn't care. Radios were not important. It was just you could buy a car without a radio, for God's sakes. Try to do that now. Wouldn't that be funny? Can in Japan, can't do it here. It just wasn't important. So they were just shoving speakers in wherever they could go. Fiero had a 4x10 in the dash. That was probably pretty cool. But yeah, now they hire audio engineers. Even back then, like when Bose was doing those cars, it was 4.4s. It was the 4-inch Bose driver that they used in their home. Like literally, it's like, and there was an amplifier in every speaker. It sucked. Because oh yeah, dude, it sucked so bad. But and it was funny. Case in point, like a 350Z, old school 350Z, like whatever second gen body style was. They had, if it was non-Bose, it had 6 1/2 in the rear deck. If it was Bose, they had the 4-inch Bose in the little ugly shock tower speakers that they had. Yeah. It was silly.
Well, I have a picture before we go, so let's see if you guys know what kind of car is this.
All right, hang on. Let's wait for 8 to pop up here.
And then we're gonna close with something with this one. All right. What kind of car is this? Did anybody know?
All right, I'll tell you. I'll give you a hint. They're the dash tweeters of a car. Yeah. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
David Monroe is trying to help you out there. Check out Oscar. Texas. He works at Jay's Tint in. Yeah. So if anybody knows what those are, leave it in the comments. No idea.
Yeah, exactly. No idea.
I can tell you're going to have no idea for that one, because you'd have to be a real trooper. But I'm not going to tell you.
No.
I'm not going to tell you. I do have pictures.
If you figured it out, just in the end of the video, type it in the comments.
Yeah, or if you're watching this tomorrow, leave it in there. Hey guys, Christmas is coming. Did you ask for your 5-star swag? Well, if you didn't, you can find it at dnfswag.com. That's dnfswag.com. And of course, keep an eye out for, the Clean Wire Club. I'm sorry, DNF Tool Drawer. It's getting close. We're almost, as you can see, we got the new color, the new stuff going on there. Place you can go to find all the cool tools that we use in our installs. Basically takes you over to links on Amazon where you can buy all that fun stuff. That's it, guys. This is the show. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, because Instagram is where you're going to get the information. And of course, check out Master Tech Expo on mastertechexpo.com. That's happening in March. So save all those Christmas pennies. If you're going and you haven't got your hotel reservation yet, I strongly recommend doing that like ASAP, because hotels in that area are insane. I mean, even the cost of the hotel for that is a bit ridiculous, but compared to what, like, it's like everywhere else we checked.
Oh my God, it's like, insane. Yeah.
I'm hoping they really service you well at these hotels, because for the price of these things, they must be. Just got my ruler.
Very good.
Cool.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
We just sent off a whole bunch more green and blue ones. So
if
you're waiting for green and blue, they should be arriving today. So he'll be able to get those out for you in time for Christmas. Anyways, this is the last show. Thank you guys so much. It's been a great 2021. I don't know if it has or not. It felt like it has.
Yeah.
It's been really, really exciting for us, and we've taken you guys along. We still have a ton of videos and fun stuff like that we need to get to. We'll start with next year. We hope you guys have a great and safe holiday. For those of you who don't be joining us to try to win the Epicenter limited edition 5,000 of 5,000 over on Instagram, thank you for playing along with us. For those of you guys that watch Hi-Fi Vega, I'll still be on a show on Thursday.
Yep.
That's the only show I'll be doing.
And like you say, 5 minutes with 5 Star is still running on Instagram. So yeah.
Yeah, it just won't be anywhere else. Here's to a better 2022. Always, man. Always. Years just keep, it's an interesting time, and we just keep trying to do what we do and make it fun. We hope you guys all have a safe Christmas. Do things that are smart. Don't do stupid things. If you're going to a party, man, Uber and Lyft, guys. They're not that bad. A funeral costs way more than Uber and Lyft. Let's just sign a driver. Say it like that, And if you are into eggnog and you decide to put alcohol in it for one, it's not going to make it any better at all. It's just disgusting no matter what. So just drink the alcohol.
It's better.
Just drink I'd love some eggnog with alcohol. Could you just hold the eggnog and give me the alcohol? That would be wonderful. But thank you guys so much for playing along with us. You guys have been great. You have a wonderful rest of your year. We'll see you guys next year.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, guys.
Bye.
Bye.